All right, you guys, we got another live stream. Please, you guys, share this video, and we gotta talk about this. And it's getting out that reports is coming out that Donald Trump is dying are false. They saying and based on speculation, but a lot of people is coming out and saying that how long do President Donald Trump have? You know, so a lot of things is surfing right now regarding President Donald Trump's health. You know, I just want to say that it's saying that at some point Donald Trump will die. What happened next? A lot of people, for some reason, they think Donald Trump is declining. So it says, despite of what anyone wants to think, Donald Trump is a human being. And like all human beings, he is going to die at some point. It's one of the things that all human beings have in common. We all eat, sleep, smile, and then we die. Donald Trump is 79 and is not known for his physical fitness. He is well known for eating a lot of fast food and was famously found to be exactly 1 pound under the threshold for being obesity, according to his height. Assuming you believe that he as tall as he say he is, he also had a lot of health problems as of late. Not that he or anyone in his circle will admit it. Between the repeat instance of heavy makeup on his hands and his recent red carpet, now, according to reports, amongst other things, is looking to a lot of people like he's sun downing, a term used to describe as a person descent. According to reports, it says many of his followers, for reason all never understand, seem to think he's the second coming of Christ, sent to save America. Whereas a few of his supporters tend to think of him more as an antichrist, sent to drag the world through hell. However, despite what anyone may think, he is, in fact, a moral human being who will die one day. Maybe soon. If the above health concern pan out the way some people expect they will. So what will happen then? There are a lot of potential options, but let's look at the first. As the president now on a second go around, he was wasting little time dismantling a democratic norms and process while setting up his presidency. So it says here, according to reports, he sent the military into at least 2 U.S. cities and is currently threatening Chicago next with the same effectiveness, declaring U.S. citizens as enemies of the states. Make no mistake, the power, the consolidation is working incredibly well, and he has effectively set himself up as the ultimate leader and dictator of the U.S. Both the Supreme Courts and Congress are now considered checks and balances and named only as the former is in his pocket and the latter under Republicans control his deferred its powers to the God Imperial. Democracy is all about dead here in the now. A lot of people assuming that Trump health is an issue today. And a lot of people don't think he will make it out. Now, the Simpson had a prediction of how Trump would die. You know, God allowed him to be president of the United States, this to try you, because just look at what's going on. Look how he's putting terrorists in the black communities. Look how he's putting 50% terrorists that's happening in China. Look how he's putting these sanctions in Russia and Iran. Everything's now backfired. Your health, my brothers, is a number one concern. I'm not this. It's this not me getting on this topic. There's a lot of YouTubers getting on this. Then you get in this false. You get people get this false narrative like, oh, Trump, this is a false claim. He's not dying. But you can see if you look, you can see right there. This is why I said we all going to die. We all going to die at some point. But here's the thing. See, your body's going to hit the ground. But it's the spirit that lives. And see, don't put me as a judge where he will go, because I myself don't know, with all the evil we see, your body, see, when you leave this body, you put off this body, to dust you go, to dust you are. And the spirit lives. And see, that's why it says is to be absent in the body and to be present with the Lord. Yes, we're all going to die, brothers. We all going to see. The thing is, we all eat the same food. We all eat. We all drink. We all party. We all have fun. But at some point, we're all going to leave this earth. But see, it's how you're going to leave this earth. Because Romans 14:8 says, if we live now, we live for the Lord. And if we die for the Lord. So whether we live or die, we belong with the Lord. See, to dust, you go back. To dust, you are. So wherever wrongdoing Trump has, it's all catching up. Everybody talking about this. People are see. This is not something I don't want to brag on Trump's health, but we seeing how everything is catching up, how everything is playing out. See, you can't do evil. See, a lot of people think that Trump was going to bring America back again, make it great again. See, our country got to move on a new agenda. We got to move on a new president that will have fresh ideas for American people. Some people look at, Donald Trump as the Antichrist. But I say this, you guys, we need a new change, a new world, a new system, a new civilization. We need where everybody can be treated equally. We need to welcome people that's dealing with crisis. There's a lot of people dealing with midway crisis, and a lot of people come here to the United States to make a better living. And see, when you move immigration out, and they made, they made a way for the people and things like that. When you do things despiteful, and you use this dictatorship because you have power, all these things is backfiring. People are now talking about this issue, this health issue that Donald Trump has. This become a problem. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna roll, and see what other people have to say about this, man. Because like I said, it's not me saying it, but there's a lot of people. There have been, actually have been viral, clips. So let's get to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go.
That's DON to 511-511. Message and data rates may apply. Protect your freedom. Go to ffrf.org/school.
Hey everyone. So I am asking you to please make a contribution to the Democratic National Committee, the DNC. And I know everyone's feeling overwhelmed, rightly, because of the chaos of this president's tariffs, what they're trying to do to slash Social Security, what they are trying to do to dismantle institutions that are the pillars of our democracy, what they are doing to ignore court orders. But here's the thing, we cannot be overwhelmed to the point that they take our power from us. The power is with the people, and this is our country. So as you have always done, let's stay engaged. Let's do what we need to do. Let's support the DNC. And again, I'd ask you to make a contribution today so that we can keep the work happening to fight for our democracy. And I thank you for all that you are and all that you do. Take care.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining Dalaman Show. Hot Topics at 10 a.m. Lots to discuss, okay? Now, this is a true Hot Topic show because I said we have a lot to discuss. We're going to talk about, and if you can get the thumbnail, I just want to show them the thumbnail. And that is, it's important because we have been discussing this. Donald Trump, we talked about his hands. You guys keep asking, what is going on with his hands? Why does he have that bruising? Why does he cover it up with makeup, right? What is going on with his ankles? Or some people are calling them cankles or tankles, whatever they're calling it. Because he has this issue, this venous issue with his blood in his veins. And look at his face with the orange makeup. Imagine how pale he is under that. We don't know what's going on. Now, we heard from Caroline Levitt where she gave a note or read a note from his doctors the first time that they've been transparent, at least somewhat, with his health issues. So we are going to talk about that, okay? We're going to discuss that. We're also going to talk about him firing Lisa Cook. He's fired another black woman. He seems to be on a vendetta with all of these black women. I don't know what is going on. He's threatening to throw our economy and our standing in the world economically into chaos by firing a federal Fed chair governor, a highly qualified woman, for allegations that have yet to be proven. And then we're also going to talk about burning the flag. and the president signing an executive order making it illegal when it is constitutionally legal to do so. And then there was someone yesterday, a veteran, in front of the White House, burning a flag, being detained by the park police. And you guys have also been wondering about this. People aren't really, it hasn't bubbled up to the zeitgeist of talking about it. But you guys know who Lil Nas X is, right? Lil Nas X has been hospitalized for some very strange behavior that was caught on tape. And now his parents are speaking out. He has now been formally charged. Some of those charges are criminal charges. And, you know, I should say felony charges. And is he okay? Is he okay? We're going to talk about all of that in just moments. Okay? But first, we're going to start with Lisa Cook, because here's what's happening with the President of the United States. So welcome once again. Major breaking news, okay? President Donald Trump attempting to remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook effective immediately. That's according to a letter he posted to his Truth Social last night. In the letter, Trump writes, pursuant to my authority under Article 2 of the Constitution of the United States and the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 as amended, you are hereby removed from your position on the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve effective immediately. Trump goes on to cite a, quote, criminal referral from Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Pulte, in which Pulte accused Cook of mortgage fraud. In a statement, Cook responded, this is her response, by saying, President Trump purported to fire me for cause when no cause exists under the law, and he has no authority to do so. I will not resign, she says. I will continue to carry out my duties to help the American economy as I have been doing since 2022. Now, her attorney, Abe Lowell, said in an accompanying statement that Trump's reflex to bully is flawed and his demands lack any proper process, basis, or legal authority. We will take whatever actions are needed to prevent his attempted illegal action under the Federal Reserve Act. The only reason Federal Reserve governors can be removed from their positions is for cause or some kind of wrongdoing. I want to set this up for you, and then we're going to talk about the ramifications of it and get some commentary on it. Here's a report this morning from ABC.
This morning, President Trump taking an extraordinary step against the nation's central bank, saying he's firing Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors, the first time a president has ever attempted to fire a Fed governor. The president announced...
Look, you're not hearing from the rat's mouth, but I'm saying this to you guys. Trump have a really serious health issue, guys. You know what I mean? I've been hearing that he's you know what I mean, suffering from heart congestion. This really don't know how true that may be, but I'm hearing that. I've been hearing that. You know what I mean? So don't shoot the messenger, please. But I also are hearing that he's declining. You know, that his health becomes a very concern. You know, many times you'll probably see him wearing a lot of makeup, you know what I mean, just to cover up his skin, things like that. But yeah, what's happening, you guys, is Trump is really declining. You know what I mean? He really have a serious health issue now. You know, you might hear Trump says that, you know what I mean, that he's taller than what y'all might think he is. And you know, Trump, you know what I mean, I want to say he lives on eating a lot of fast food. You know what I mean? That becomes a very health issue. You know what I mean? When you're not eating a healthy diet, you know what I mean, but you eating fast food a lot, you know what I mean, that can, you know what I mean, trigger, you know what I mean, because nowadays what we see inside food, what they put inside this food and stuff, ain't really healthy. You know what I mean? It ain't really healthy what we eat nowadays, you guys. You got to be careful what we eat now, you know.
He's seeking to remove Cook in a letter posted on social media, accusing her of falsifying records to obtain favorable terms on a mortgage. The president writing, I have determined there is sufficient cause to remove you from your position. Cook, who has not been charged with a crime, firing back, saying the president has no authority to fire her and that she will continue to carry out her duties, saying point blank, I will not resign. The president does have the authority to fire a Fed governor for cause, but it's not clear the president's justification will be enough, and the Federal Reserve is an independent agency. The president pointing to allegations first made by director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, Bill Pulte, that Cook committed mortgage fraud. Pulte says he referred the case to the Justice Department. It's a similar allegation President Trump and his administration have made against political adversaries in recent months, targeting New York Attorney General Letitia James over real estate records and accusing Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of mortgage fraud. Trump himself was convicted of falsifying business records. Democrats blasting the move. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries claiming the president is trying to remove her without a shred of credible evidence that she has done anything wrong. Cook is the first black woman to serve on the Fed board. Her term runs until 2038. Just last week, the president calling for her resignation.
I'll fire her if she doesn't resign.
For months, the president has railed against the Fed, calling for the bank to lower interest rates and attacking Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
I think he does a terrible job.
Here's the thing that I want to ask.
You guys, here's the thing I want to ask right quick. Y'all remember that that Simpson, you know what I mean, prediction. I think it's coming, you guys. I don't wish this, but with all the stuff that we just been seeing that been happening, the shootings that happened in Minneapolis. You know, Trump had deployed, you know what I mean, military troops into Chicago, where we had the city mayor was saying that please don't send your special task force over into Chicago. We can handle our cities. The Chicago had just lately, you've seen the crime this in Chicago is crazy. It's crazy. But the shooting that just happened, man, you know what I mean? All the shooting that we've been seeing happen. The Compton shooting in LA. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff. I think Trump got to look at the Democrats, you know what I mean, states and things like that. And like I said, we got a problem, you guys. We got a problem at hand. You know what I mean? When we seeing more massacre shootings. Remember the Buffalo shooting, you guys. This thing really, we got FBI, we got the CIA, we got Homeland Security, we got detective, police. They're all here. They're all here. And I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit here and just gonna blame Trump for all this, but we gotta fix the solution and come up with a plan, a right method. Because Trump is our president of the United States, and Trump's, we see that his health, you know what I mean? This with Trump's age, 79 years old, you know, I want you guys to understand. We're all going to die at some point. But a lot of people is telling me that I'm like we expecting that it will come sooner than what a lot of people are expecting, because his health become an issue. If you don't take care, if you don't take care of your health, it becomes an issue. It becomes a problem. When you eat McDonald's, you know what I mean? That caused the cancer. McDonald's, they've been talking about McDonald's. They've been talking about that for a long time. When you eating all this junk, putting all this stuff in your tummy, of course, you're gonna have serious health issues later down the road, especially when Trump being 79 years old. Come on.
Why is he doing this? He seems to have this issue with black women. And is he trying to stack the Federal Reserve as he stacked the Supreme Court? Let's bring in now our legal eagle, Monique Presley. She joins us now. Monique.
You know, I agree. A man, if he so, you do to others as you want them to do to you. See, the Bible says, as thou hast done, so shall be done to you. See, James 5:6 says you have opposed the innocent ones who is now opposing you. So you have murdered the innocent ones who is now opposing you. See, this is why I say, man, God allow him to be president of the United States. Because he's going to, at his mercy, at some point, he's going to try you. Trump, you guys, Trump is declining. He's declining with his health. Anytime you putting this makeup on, things like that, you start to decline. They said that Trump was having 3 different press conferences going on. It's a lot of stuff he's doing, man. And you know, I won't see America never becoming great. Just look up with the shootings we had within the past. I want to say within the past weeks. This become a problem, guys. This become a political issue.
I just want to play this from MSNBC, and then I want to get your commentary. This is Simone Sanders last night. Here.
The score here, because a lot of Americans prior to today probably did not know who Lisa Cook was. Her nomination was a highly contested nomination along party lines by the Republicans. The Republicans tried to paint her as unqualified and a left-wing extremist to the point where she was confirmed by I think it was 50-51, and Vice President Harris had to come in to cast the tie-breaking vote for her nomination. I read through her bio at the top of this. She's extremely qualified. But the point here is, based on an allegation that the administration themselves don't even know to be true. Where's that part in the line here?
There's sufficient reason to believe you may have made the false statements.
Sufficient reason to believe you may have.
You may have.
And as a legal term, sufficient reason to believe you may have. You'd think someone would call someone's lawyer and someone would have this conversation with them.
Correct, or you think it would have came up in her highly contested confirmation
you
hearing,
would
Norm.
think.
So I just think it is not lost on me that the person other than the chair that he's decided to target is the only black woman to be serving on the board.
When my streaming bill hit $180 a month for channels I don't even watch, I didn't get mad. I got friendly.
What say you, Monique? Good morning.
Right. I mean, this is a calculated error and mistake on their part. Good morning, Don. It's an error to think that the black woman who is the first black woman in the seat is the low-hanging fruit that they can pluck off the tree in order to secure a seat for a loyalist. Because just on behalf of the 92% at large, we are so fucking pissed and tired of this bullshit that we really had already started rallying the troops to get people to understand that we simply are not going to take this with our hands tied behind our backs and with our mouths closed and without moving into action. The CDC has already made a strong and powerful statement. I would expect that Black Women is about to do the same. National Council of Negro Women is about to do the same, because enough already. What he's trying to do is unlawful, and the news agencies that are reporting it as if he fired her are.
Look, man, I don't care how y'all said Trump is dying, man. He dying for all. See, all this stuff is coming back. I hate to say it like that. I hate to be the one to have to say it to you guys, man. But I'm gonna say this like that, man. Every man have his day. You know what I mean? Every man that's whole power and that holds. I don't care if you are the political official that holds the keys in the office. Every man have his day. So like I said, won't surprise me. People want the change. We don't want the chaos. So in other words, we as American people, we know what's in that bill, because we can see the decline regarding Trump's health. We can see that Trump is declining. In other words, he's deteriorating. I hate to be the one to tell you.
Inaccurately, he cannot fire her. He is attempting to fire her, but that responsibility does not lie with him. It's the Supreme Court has already said, and I'll give you the case, or I'll wait for you to ask me another question, and then I'll give you the case.
So then now what? Here's the irony to me. Is all irony dead? Is it just dead because Donald Trump has been charged and I believe found guilty of the very same thing that he's accusing this woman of with no proof? And also we know that he is a criminal president. He's a convicted criminal president. But just that and all of the other things that he has the nerve to charge other people with or accuse other people of that he himself has been found guilty of. I don't know if, the MAGA people are wearing their MAGA glasses or if Donald Trump understands, perhaps he doesn't think that he is, a criminal and he does believe that he's above the law, obviously. But do you see what I'm saying? Like this, all irony is dead here. This is.
Well, it's a farce. That's early this morning. I sent some people a message and I said it is farcical that a man who is a convicted fraudster and also not just convicted criminally, a felon, but found liable for attempting to defraud. And I've heard you on your show explain, the way that he manipulates the value of his properties and all of those things. So those of us who actually care about facts have been paying attention to it, and I don't think that it's lost on any of us. When he's accused of things, he's never done anything wrong, but he feels fine with accusing people.
I agree 100%. Where this black woman is coming from, man, because it's like, look, God will put a plague on you. This as we see how in Houston, how HIV and AIDS, how they having a high academic in Houston, Atlanta, South Carolina, Florida, and Memphis, Washington, those states. It's like the Most High God is putting a plague on the president of the United States. For some reason. See, the thing is how long he's gonna keep his health up running as president of the United States. I think that would be the key. Because this will be a big break, man, for a lot of American people. This will be a huge change. This will bring a change. In order for a change, God will have to make a change happen. You see, some point God's going to make the people come together. At some point. Sometimes giants leave this earth. But look, if it's to bring unity, peace, love, I'm all for it.
Well, actually, with creating allegations, because the entire federal branch of the government, the DOJ, everybody is beholden to him and doing his bidding. So they create, then they refer her, then they use the fact that they created and referred in order to try to unseat her. But same as the attacks against Jerome Powell, she issued a statement saying that, she's not going to be removed in that manner. She's not resigning, and this is going to work its way up through the courts.
Yeah, I want to play. This is Norm Eisen speaking on what we are talking about now. Here he is.
Pop quiz for anyone who's been in a car accident. True or false? Most cases end up settling anyway, so you should accept the insurance company's first offer. No, false. Here's what usually happens when you get in a car accident that's not your fault. You'll get a payout offer from the insurance company, and it might be a pretty low one. This is where a good lawyer comes in. The insurance company is probably just trying to barely cover the cost of damages, if that. In fact, a study found that working with a lawyer got people 3.5 times more compensation on average. At Find Legal, we've got a whole network of experienced car accident attorneys. You fill out a quick questionnaire and we'll connect you with a lawyer in your area who can review your case. Simple as that. With the lawyers in our network, you only pay if you win or settle your case. They get paid if you do. Head to Find Legal using the link below and get started now.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI. I'm going to show you a way.
And the legal flaw here is that statute where Congress has said you can only fire based on cause. What's the legal definition of cause? It's not a tweet by a Trump partisan. Can you imagine if a tweet could be the basis for breaking the law? All you need to do is ask, you want to get rid of somebody, tweet. Cause has to be proof that the law has been broken or gross misconduct on the job. What do these baseless allegations even have to do with her job? So what you see is, as Ali notes, another red line that has been breached and broken in this push towards authoritarianism. But it's one that hits Americans in the pocketbook, because when you weaken the Fed, what's the reason that they had that first Bank of the United States, the second Bank of the United States, that Supreme Court opinion, this statute? Because when you weaken the independence of the Fed, you weaken the American economy. That makes everything more expensive, more uncertain for Americans.
Weakens the dollar.
It weakens the dollar and it harms us all.
Yeah, and that's the reason why people, people and institutions around the world invest in the United States, is because, right, we are independent and we're at least we're supposed to be. And we have 3 separate independent branches of government, but now.
Well, and not just independent branches of government, but the Federal Reserve is a quasi-private entity, and so it has its own unique posture. And there's a case because what they're arguing now is the for-cause provision for removal of people from the Federal Reserve. And I just want to read a couple of lines from the last time the Supreme Court spoke on it. Finally, respondents Gwen Wilcox and Kathy Harris contend that arguments in this case necessarily implicate the constitutionality of for-cause removal protection for members of the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors, and it does kind of a blah, blah, blah. The court says we disagree. The Federal Reserve is a uniquely structured, quasi-private entity that follows in the distinct historical tradition of the first and second banks of the United States cases. And in those cases, it was decided that you had to do exactly what Norm was talking about, and I'm sure what Abby, as Governor Cook's lawyer, is very clear on, that the for cause has to be with respect to the job, and it has to be substantiated, proven, factual. It can't be, we think you mighta, and because somebody said you did, we're going to go ahead and remove you. It simply cannot occur that way. And so she's right to refuse to resign. And this is one of those pillars of this fledgling democracy, that the only way we hold on to it is if we fight. And I also want to point out, this man does not care about weakening this country. He's only interested in if something makes him look bad or not.
Thank you. I was speaking to someone else, so I don't think that was it.
Look, you guys, we about to see a new change. A new change is coming. You know what I mean? And in order for this change to come, God is sending a new world in. It's gonna be a new order. Not no more suffering, you guys. I don't think we're gonna experience no more pains, suffering, sorrows anymore. No more pain anymore. No more. See, look, the change, in order for a change to come, this old system, this world system that we all live and seen and had our share and time. This old system have to go, it have to die, it has to fade. In other words, in order for God to set up a new world, this old world got to die. You can't even anticipate in it any longer because it's going to die out eventually.
Well, I would say he's only interested in if something makes him look bad or not. So the fact that he would try to remove somebody and further shaken the stability of the way our country looks in the world, he's not bothered about that any more than he's bothered about the way sending troops to all of these cities hurts the tourism and makes the cities look bad and do poorly. He only cares about that which insulates and protects his own personal viewpoint of himself and the way he looks to the world, not what happens to this country.
So where do you think we go from here? I've been watching analysis on this, and some of it I do have to agree with, that in this day and age, you got to get out there and talk, right? You got to get out there in every place, everywhere, and state your case in Donald Trump's America so that people know, and I hate to say Donald Trump's America, but in this version of America. Should she be out there speaking? If you were advising her, what do you think her lawyers are advising her? Should she be talking? Should she be everything, everywhere, all at once?
No, and I know that we think that, but she has to do her job, and there are specific restrictions and limitations about what people who are in that position are supposed to say, because then that causes further instability and erosion. There's supposed to be these independent arbiters, this reserve board of governors, and so the same way Jerome Powell had to just answer.
First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to all the YouTubers out that's making heavy content. I mean, pushing about this subject because they see Donald Trump at some point is declining at some point. You guys, I don't hear to, to scare anyone, make someone feel bad because you may voted for him. We saying, and we see it. We see it. Because God is not going to continue on to allow you to be president of the United States. There's, as the president of the United States, there's every responsibility this man has. He has responsibility. And when you raise all the habit that you can raise on this earth, there has to be a complete change that the people want. There's a lot of, there's a lot of white folks angry. They're not agreeing of what Trump is doing. They're not agreeing on it. It's a lot of us angry. And time now the time is here. The time is coming. See God allow Trump to be put as president of the United States. That's because he's going to try you. He's going to try you to see how you keeping it. And if you're not keeping it right, then take it out. Then take it out of other people. You gotta take out other people because the people, they haven't done nothing. It's trying to find a way. You as a president of the United States, you have a very responsibility you have to do. You have as a president, as you running a term, you have every responsibility that you got to do for the American people. A lot of people won't change, you guys. There's a lot of people think that Trump is the new Christ. A lot of people say he's the Antichrist. A lot of people say this. A lot of people say that. But I'm here to say that if it takes a new change, if it takes for us to come together to find peace in the time, find love, because that's the thing we lack. We lack so much here because we listen to all these politics. We are separated to division. We hear politics. You know what I mean? There's a time now we want to hear a complete what can a president do for the American people? I just feel a change coming. And the change is bound to happen.
Sir, and when the press was asking him, would you let him fire you? Would you resign? And he was like, no. Next question. And she has already said no, she's not going to do it. Her lawyer, who's a great lawyer, people may remember recently Representative Hunter Biden walked him through all of his crap. And Abby Lowell knows what he's doing, and he has spoken, and now the media and the movement organizers and all the leaders of whatever who think that they have a position on this need to do what I'm doing. Speak out about it on her behalf. She can't keep in herself and make her position more at risk, where they can then accuse her of taking personal stances in the public media, making statements that have nothing to do with her job, risking her responsibilities to keep confidential the business of the Board of Governors. Then she gets herself fired by running her mouth.
Right,
Because,
exactly.
So, no.
Okay, I feel you. Now, what does she do then? Because this is a very important question that I think, what's his name? Andrew Ross Sorkin asked Howard Lutnick this morning on CNBC. Here it is.
Mr. Secretary, I do need to pivot to a different question around Lisa Cook, governor of the Fed, who has been fired by the president for cause. She says she's not going and that he doesn't have the authority to do such a thing. You're obviously in the administration, close to the president, also understand how the wheels of just the machinery of the government work. Who pays her paycheck, for example? Is that something that has to come directly from the Fed? Is that something that Chair Powell will have to turn off, if you will? Does she have a pass to get into the building as somebody turns on or turns off? And who does that?
So, I don't know the details of who has her paycheck or not. But the issue is a federal government, a governor of the Federal Reserve, literally signs her name and commits mortgage fraud, right? It's alleged that she's committed mortgage fraud, and she says, I'm not going anywhere. Well, the crook always says, I'm not going anywhere. And why would anybody defend that? The real question should be, did she commit mortgage fraud, yes or no? And if you did commit mortgage fraud, please get out of the federal government, get out of the seat of the governor of the Federal Reserve, and go away. You don't deserve to be there if you've committed mortgage fraud. Right? It's black and white. If you've committed mortgage fraud, you should be the governor of the Federal Reserve.
This is phenomenal, but one of the reasons
Why doesn't he ask him about Donald Trump committing mortgage fraud and him being charged with it? But go on, let's hear it.
This question about who needs to turn off her badge or turn off her paycheck is if the answer is that ultimately Chair Powell is the one responsible for that and he chooses not to, then the secondary question becomes, does the president try to fire him for cause?
Well, these are all what-if scenarios. The answer is the Department of Justice will go take this on and deal with this.
Do we have a constitutional crisis here? Like, what the hell? And what do you do? Does she go to work? What would you do?
Yes.
Would you go at work?
Well, she's released a statement already. I don't know if you guys have it, but she's already said that she's going to work. She's doing her job. She's protected by Humphrey's executive decision, case law, I think we need to fight this fight. No, it's not a constitutional crisis. It's only a constitutional crisis when the Constitution stops working. So when the president tries to do something that he doesn't have the power to do, and the person that he's trying to do it to resists, You don't have the right to fire me. I'm going to keep doing my job. Whatever happens next, either the DOJ tries to take it up in court.
I'm gonna say it like this: they no longer have power anymore. He can't no longer use his dictatorship on people. He can't be the dictator anymore. See white folks, they want to continue to dictate. All that's over. Their time is over. See, God is going to, you know what I mean? He's gonna put a tab on you. There's a tab put on this president. You know, and see when you got a tab, anytime you got a tab put on you, you just bright up for the count. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How long do you think he got? How long will God allow a man to expand his life? He's trying his best to work with you, to give you that extension of time, to prolong your time. He's trying to allow you to expand your time while you're here. But they don't see the picture. Many people love Trump. Many people voted for Trump. Many people have so much good to say about Trump, but instead, it's like the blind people don't see. So this is why God had put a powerful delusion so that people will believe all the lies they've been told, all the lies they hadn't heard.
Or they get some other people to be unlawful and try to remove her from the building and things like that. And there's a statement, and she's saying she will not resign. She's going to continue her duties that she's been doing since 2022. So they either are going to find a way to get some marks of somebody to unlawfully remove her from the building. They're going to take over Chair Powell's responsibilities, because I know he's not going to do it because he knows it's unlawful. And then she would sue, and it's going to work its way through the courts. And so that's all still within the framework of what the Constitution is supposed to do when we have people trying to break the law. But this is a good fight. I am saddened, sort of, that we're here. But I think these things have to happen for people to understand the levels to which this man will go, because there are still more of us in this country, though not loud enough. There are more of us who, when informed about these lawless actions, will care about it.
Yeah, this is good trouble. And I know it's good trouble because this is as easy as it's taken me to get Monique to get ready in the morning. She's like, yes. This is outrageous, though. It really is. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. It's outrageous, and we know what's going on here. I mean, Letitia James and Bobby Willis.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
And right now, you got Lisa Cook and all the other women, black women. I mean, come on now. And you don't want to mess with that. I'm telling you. You don't want to mess with that, sir. I'm just saying.
No, and they keep asking, like they're trying to get us in the streets, and people are trying to get black folks to prop up their progressive movements because people don't really have the confidence in a movement without black people supporting it and leading it, and we usher in everybody else's rights, and we have respectfully declined. And we'll continue to do so, but they shouldn't be confused to think that we will allow this for people who are of us, because we will not. That we won't do.
Monique Preston, thank you. Have a fantastic morning. And look, as we say, have the day you deserve.
Yes, I'm after it. Thanks, Don.
Thank you. Thanks, Monique Presley. More to come. We're going to talk about flag burning and what happened. Wait till you see what happened right in front of the White House. And then a little bit later on, Lil Nas X. First, a word from our sponsors. Support comes from Ali, and let me tell you, okay? I love my dogs. And my dogs love this stuff. if Boomer, Barkley, or Gus Gus could talk, they would beg for Ollie. I know they would. Full body tail wags, little hops, goofy grins. That's the Ollie effect. Ollie delivers fresh, clean nutrition. No fillers, no preservatives, just real food made in U.S. kitchens with human-grade ingredients. And here's the thing. Healthier food means a happier pup. More energy, shinier coats, better poops. Yeah, I said it. You guys know that's how you check your dog's health, right? How are the poops today? So many conversations about that. So I said it. All right. So
You see, everybody want to call Don Lemon a lame, all this gay and all this, but he's telling you how the way to eat, to live, and people don't really take heed of his message. People be a hater. You know what I mean? And we already know who those people are, man. Hating on this man, just because you know what I mean. He's keeping it. He just being straight up with you. Like I said, you guys, a healthy diet comes a long way. The sad thing is we see so much drug, alcohol. People will spend their money on. I'm spending my money on. I'm going to the nutrition stores. I'm going to the herbal stores. I'm getting my herbs. I'm getting my antibiotics, and I'm picking up black seed oil and honey. I'm picking up the pumpkin seeds. You know what I mean? Oils. You know what I mean? I'm getting the original oil, because y'all don't know what those things can do. When you can spend money now and spend a little money on your, you know what I mean, on your health, because your health is the number one thing. A lot of people gonna be leaving this world because of, you know what I mean, the alcohol, addiction to alcohol. So you got people who die, you know what I mean, having alcohol liver. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Without see, this is why I say to this man, like, you'll be amazed. You know what I mean, that some people will actually care about their health when it comes to their health, man. See, I'm gonna say, man, when it comes to our president of the United States, Trump, they had, according to reports, they had Trump eating fast food. Fast food was one of his favorite spots. That's very unhealthy, especially with Trump being 79 years old as the president of the United States. It's very unhealthy for you to eat fast food. That's very unhealthy. So you got to get into nutrition. I strongly recommend you guys to get into the right nutritions. You know what I mean? Like I said, you would be amazed that these things will help you in the long run. It will fight off, you know what I mean, bacterial infections, cancer, diseases. If you use black seed oil and honey, if you use the organo oil, if you use the pumpkin seed oil, if you use this stuff, the seed moss, and you take a beetroot and curry and some ginger and some let me see, mushrooms, and use different remedies. I'm telling you guys, there's really, see, they don't want to tell you guys because they put us in fear and disbelief. There's really a cure, you guys. I wanna like one day I want to do a video where I can help my black people. I can help people, because there's actually a cure. You know what I mean? For all these diseases people may be living with, there's a cure for you guys. So, you know what I mean? First of all, have faith in the Most High God. But, you know what I mean? When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they had used black seed. See, there was a report in India that the report shows that there was 9 patients affected with HIV. And those 9 patients was, you know what I mean, was at a, some of them I'll say was at a stage 1, maybe 2. A couple of, you know what I mean, patients was probably at stage 3 and 4. But there actually, you guys, there's actually a cure, man. Black seeds and honey can cure, you know what I mean, diseases. You know, I'm gonna show you guys, you know what I mean, on my probably on my next video. If I have time, I'll probably show you guys. But yeah, we gotta I feel like we getting off the topic, but yeah, definitely though, most definitely guys, that's gonna be on another video. But let's get back to this video. You know what I mean? If I have time, I might show you guys what you guys need to get, man. And please share this video. Let's get this video out because my job is to try to save my people, man. And that there's actually been proof that there's been a cure. Because when they found out that these 9 patients over in India was using black seeds and honey and other different remedies, there was actually a cure. That people that was actually living with AIDS was cured. Some people was cured within 20 days. Those that had stage 3, 4 was cured within, I say, one was cured 3 months, the other was cured in 6 months. But yeah, that's going to be a whole new video. But if I have time, I'm going to show you guys, man. And make sure you guys share this video and pass this on because I think this is going to be important. But let's go.
Ali offers 5 protein-packed recipes. Even picky eaters love them. You fill out a quick 30-second quiz, and Ali creates a custom meal plan based on your dog's weight, activity, and health needs. And they're the only fresh dog food company that includes unlimited routine health screening. So head to ollie.com/lemon and use the code LEMON for 60% off. You're welcome, kid. Plus, their happiness guarantee means if you're not thrilled with your first box, you're going to get your money back. That's ollie.com/lemon, code LEMON for 60% off. Support comes from Mint Mobile because what doesn't belong in your summer plans? A huge wireless bill. That's what. While you're planning beach trips and barbecues, your phone bill should not be draining your wallet. And look, you got a little bit of time left, but still, you shouldn't have those huge bills. That's why I love Mint Mobile. You get the coverage and speed you're used to, but for way less money. For a limited time, new customers get 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. Mint runs on the nation's largest 5G network with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data. And switching is easy. You keep your phone, you keep your number, and you keep your contacts. Now, my team tried Mint Mobile. The quality is the same as the big 3 carriers. It is reliable, crystal clear, tons of data. Okay, so stop sweating your phone bill. Go to mintmobile.com/DonLemon. That is mintmobile.com/DonLemon. Plans start at just $15 a month. You sign up now and you save big, but you pay the first 3 months up front, $45, okay? And then everything after that.
All right, I told y'all I was gonna be back. This is what y'all need. Y'all pass this video, please. Share this video right now. I need you guys to get more people on this video right now, man. Cause I'm about to show you guys, if you guys living with cancer, any diseases, this is what you need. We got this black seeds. Black seed oil with honey. Also, you can get the black seed oil in a bottle with the honey. I recommend you guys get this because you're gonna really need this in the long run. This organo oil is a powerful formula. You don't need much. You know what I mean? The organo oil may support your body natural your immune defense by killing bacteria and yeast and diseases like HIV, So y'all look at this, man. Look at this. This here, this fights off COVID, any kind of diseases. Believe me when I say this to you. Y'all need to get this. This is an antibiotic, powerful. You know what I mean? Formula. You don't need much of this. You know what I mean? But you also need to get this. You know, because you use a water bottle. It's like I show you. You know what I mean? It's like you only need like little 4 drops to come like this. You need to just get this kind of stuff, man, because it helps. It helps with your if you living with it. This will have a cure for cancer for those people living with cancer. This will have a cure for a lot of different things. You'll be amazed. These pumpkin seeds. It's another one. These pumpkin seeds. I recommend you guys to get. I mean, your health is the number one thing, man. You know what I mean? I be trying to, you know what I mean, make a video one day to give you guys what y'all need, man. I'm telling you, man. I tell all you guys, I tell all my viewers, man, the combination of these pumpkin seed oil. Actually, you get the black seed oil with the honey. This organo oil. This fights off. Man, you'll be amazed what this fights off. Do the research. Do the research. It's about health, man. Like I see a lot of people spend money on alcohol, weed, drugs. This is what you need to spend your money on. You wanna. If you got kids, you wanna live for them, man. You know what I mean? First of all, put the Most High God first. That there's a heal. There's a heal for anything. Also, carrots and garlic is good for the immune systems. Beetroot with parsley, curry, you know what I mean, turmeric, you know what I mean, garlic, ginger, you know what I mean. So you don't need a lot of this right here, you guys. This right here. I love my people so much, man, that if you living with these kind of stuff that people have, like in Houston, like if I was to have you guys that's watching this video and share the video, get it out to those people that's affected, yeah. But we got to turn people right into God. We got to turn people to believing that there's actually a God and there's actually a heal. You know what I mean? You can get cured today. You got to first you got to believe that there's a God that we all can believe in, and there's actually things today that been actually researched, but they're not bringing out these reports. So, I think I'm gonna close it right there. I think cover enough. But yeah, stay with a healthy nutrition. You know what I mean? And like I said, share this video. I'm finna wrap it up right here because I think that I gave you guys what I can give you. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys share the video for more content. Stay, update. You know what I mean? When I drop the next video. So yeah, these things work, you guys. You know what I mean? Black seeds. You know what I mean? You can get it in black seeds. You can get the black seed oil. You can get this stuff, man. You know what I mean? This stuff works for you know what I mean, for a healthy immune system. It fights out anything that's living in the immune system. You'll be amazed, you guys. You know what I mean? Be amazed, man. But like I said, I'll be back, man. I'll be back in another video. Out.